What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So I have some sad news to report, especially for those of us who love the history of the NBA. NBA Commissioner Adam Silver announced this evening that Big Bob Lanier, the Hall of Fame center that played in the NBA from 1970 to 1984, died this evening at the age of 73. Now, no details of his death have been given at this time. The only thing that I can remember, I do recall having this thought in my mind. I saw Bob Lanier at the top 75 players ceremony in Cleveland back in mid-February. And I remember saying to myself that he looked very, very thin. Now, I know that Bob Lanier, after retirement, put on a little bit of weight, was sort of a stocky guy, probably weighed something over 300 pounds at that time. He lost some weight, might have been in the mid 2000s, but he was much, much thinner when I saw him on television back in the ceremony. So I don't know what was going on with him, but he passed away today. And, Bob Lanier was one of the great centers in an era that was known for having the greatest centers, the most competitive era when it pertained to centers. Every night, there was no nights off back then when it came to centers and, you know, what their potential matchup would be on any given team. Um, he's the greatest player ever to come out of St. Bonaventure by far. He still holds records for that collegiate program that stand more than 50 years after he played. He's the greatest center to ever play for the Detroit Pistons. He played 9 of his 14 years with Detroit. The last 5 he played with Milwaukee. He averaged 20 and 10 for his NBA career. Uh, he was an 8-time All-Star. He was a 1974 All-Star Game MVP. Uh, Trying to make sure that I get all of his accolades out of the way. He was the first overall pick in the 1970 NBA draft. His number 16 is retired by the Detroit Pistons and by the Milwaukee Bucks. He won the J. Walter Kennedy Citizenship Award in 1978. He was on the 1971 NBA All-Rookie team. Um, and when it pertains to his game, he was a great low post scorer. Much more than just a threat at 6'11" and 260 plus pounds. When he first came to the NBA, he was 286 pounds, but he slimmed down to more around 265 or so, and was much more effective. He was known for his hook shot, and he was a guy that was one of the better jump shooters in the NBA as far as the center. The only guy I think that was a better outside shooter than him at that position probably been Bob McAdoo. And McAdoo was more of a tweener, a guy that could play power forward and center. Uh, Bob McAdoo was known for a couple other things. Hey, look, I'm a guy that has big ass feet, man, and it's hard. Look, I've always had big feet. When I was 10 years old, for instance, I wore a size 10. When I was 12 years old, I wore a size 12. When I was 13, I wore a size 14. When I when I was in 12th grade, I wore a size 14. Now, I wear a size 17. I've always had big ass feet, man. And it's crazy. But Bob Lanier wore a size 22 shoe. A size 22 shoe. That's a big ass foot. But he was also known for his leadership role in the NBA. He was once the president of the basketball players of the Player Association, and he was known for leading the charge for players to get more of revenue, more income, larger salaries. You know what I'm saying? He was one of these guys who helped to create the NBA that we see today when it comes to players and salaries. That's why I get so irritated at James Harden's and the Ben Simmons and these guys, because they are erasing what many of these guys did to try to make the game better and more lucrative for their fellow players. Bob Lanier also was an ambassador to the game, promoting the NBA outside of just this country and trying to popularize it. You know, promoting the NBA and being a representative of the NBA to different countries, and just being a guy that was an ambassador to the game in general. You know, um, a spokesman for the NBA. So Bob Lanier, a great human being, uh, great basketball player, and he'll be missed. He most definitely will be missed, man. One of the better players and a role model for what an NBA player should be and aspire to be. So what you guys think?